Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith of Smith in the Black with the Strat Time Report, and we finally got a little bit of movement out of them. On a Monday, we do the least, right? We want to see, what are the big boys doing? How do they open up the week? Do they come back on Tuesday? What are they doing? So, another thing that we knew coming up into this week was if you go to the monthly, and this is really important why we keep up the four time frames because a lot of people get caught up in what we call the vortex of the intraday chart. Say, I don't have to look at longer term stuff. I'm like, yeah, you do, because here you're going to see this monthly SPY. How are we not going to be an inside month? We're nowhere near taking out January's range on either side. That's a problem, right? That means you can expect back and forth action. So if you go to the weekly, last week we closed right dead in the middle of the week. How are you not going to be an inside week? We got to take this out, right? So the good thing is they started to sell off just a tad here, and you don't always have to be the first person in. If something's going to move in a big way, you'll have plenty of opportunity to go after it. So if you look at the 60 SPY, you can see this two down by taking out the low, two up, and boom, in that last hour you got that 2-2 reversal down here to become an outside bar of that stuff. Now we got a new 60. Right? And we can expect this back and forth chop because we're not only inside on the week, inside of the month, we're inside on the day, right? So this stuff's doing nothing, right? That needs to change. So should that hold as an inside day on a Monday, either side of this is going to get my attention tomorrow. And one of the hardest things I have to teach people is patience. Like if the setup's not there, the setup's not there. Don't do anything, right? Just let them open, let them consolidate by going one, right? And then we'll see. Then that's a consolidation that has to break eventually, right? So if you go to Q's, inside of the month but red, so you got that. Also inside week, and also inside day, right? So doing nothing, right? So the good thing is we've got some subsectors selling off, and they're the fangers. So we'll get to that in a second. Not too much to keep an eye on today. If we go to the diamonds, inside day, inside month, inside week. All this stuff just needs to resolve, right? So far, nada. If we go to small cappers, and small cappers, not an inside day, slightly took that out, but look at this doji month, inside week, right? So all this kind of stuff has to resolve. I can't stress that enough. So we want to look for things that aren't doing that, and we know the XLE has been the strength for the year so far. And XLE gives us an outside day, then just kind of stalls out, right? And so you can see this on the 60, your lower low, your higher high, broadening formation to start off the week. So we can keep an eye on that. But we know from the macro stuff that XLE has been the leader this year so far, but just kind of stalling out as the market comes in a little bit. Here's Chevron now inside on the 60. Right, Chevron was having a nice morning, but we'll see, because you want things that are long, green, and red if you can find them. Right now, SPY is doing this here. If you go to a 5-minute basis, slight higher high, slight lower low, triangle out, and just kind of stuck. Right, would prefer this thing to get out of this thing. Anyway, if we got anything going, it's few and far between. But you got Allstate, and Allstate at least does this. You're taking out yesterday's highs. Potentially an outside month because it took out the lows of the previous month and is now green. So we're looking for an outside bar, right? And what would that look like on a weekly basis? Here. Take out the lows, stop them out, triangulate out. 2-2 reversal week, now coming back to the previous range to give us the outside month. So you can keep an eye on that. On the 15, you can see this. The poke down hammer, 2-2 reversal on the 15er. We'll see if that gets us anything more going. Like I said, things a little sluggish, so we'll see. If we go to Trump stock, DWAC. DWAC backs off a little bit here, but 312 on the day. Outside day, which means they were willing to pay up and they're willing to sell down. Then you get to your inside bar. Next move is going to take this or that out, and it took this out, and you can see just kind of stalls out as it goes into exhaustion risk. It's been higher, and you can see on the weekly all this kind of stuff that's been stuck in here forever. That's a mother bar issue. However, when you're agreeing on all time frames, that always gets my attention. Cruise ships. Looks like we're going cruising after all. Here's RCL. You see that's inside on the 30 right now. but you got this 2 down, 2 up reversal on the day, right? And if that works, potentially you go after the inside week here. 81.96 is what we're looking to take out to get another booster. And you always want to look at subgroups, CCL. Is that doing the same? It is. 2 down, 2 up, coming back through previous range. Right, that's good. Not an inside week, but we're going to see if we can take that and go 2 on the week. Monthly's still an issue. Right, not doing much, but we're looking for any motion that we can find. And NCLH, also cruise ship, doing the same thing. 2 down, 2 up. Right, still handling an inside month is going to be the problem. But you always like to see when you can have a subsector. They're buying all the cruise ships today so far. If we go to NVCT, NVCT, like I said, we're going down the food chain a little bit, but something that's moving, new issue Friday, and then boom, today off she goes. So this is nice here. You can see on this inside 60, 212, and we'll see if that sets up again. Also, why we look at multiple time frames, because this is directional, which means up, sideways, up, but this is red, so you had some corrective activity. What that tells me is that I can look at a 30-minute. What do I see? RevStrat, 1, 2, bam, and if that works, it takes out the 60, you see? So you can buy it here, and it takes that out, and then you could add to it, and it takes that out. See if that sets up again for us. BKKT, out of the ashers here, now inside 60, needs to get out of there. Just having a nice little morning here, so we'll see. Still handling inside month, but you can see something we call used to be somebody. It's been up to 50, now it's down to 5 and trying to come back here. So we'll see if that sets up. You got an inside 60 to keep an eye on there. If we go to a DGI, and ADGI inside day to the upside, and off she goes, right? And if that works, you can see this month here, the inside month to the upside above 795, right? And that's where you wanted to get it. And you got your additional signal. Now just kind of off to the races. And if you go to a 30, you see this, the inside 30 and the inside 30, right? That's what we're going to look for. So ADGI on the move. If we go to the Biotech, you go ACAD. ACAD having a nice little day, and you can see that. 2 down, 2 up on the day, and if that works, right, you always want to be looking down the road. If that works, there's your inside month to the upside right here. Over 24.99, so that's still good for the rest of the month over that. Looking to take some of these guys out. If you go to RXDX, and RXDX having a nice little day here. Still inside of the month, but green. Taking out last week's highs, that's good, and it's got a little more room to take these guys out, because on the daily, you're going to see this. Outside day, that's a 3, 1, 2 to the downside, and the magnitude was to take that out, which it did, right? But then it comes back into the range, and anytime you come back into an outside bar, that's something I want to know about, because this is now RevStrat. 1, 2, 2, and these two become an outside bar of this outside bar, you see? And so nice little move there. Had an inside 30 right there for you. A little bit in the gold, and I know, like I said, we don't want to get too caught in the vortex, because we know gold is inside year. And however, you do have your outside week, inside week to the upside. So to start off the week, gold having a nice little morning. Right now, they're coming in, SPY coming down. And here's your inside 30 on the SPY. Coming down, still inside today, but we're going to keep an eye on all this kind of stuff, because you had this here. The inside 30, the poke up, triangle out, boom, RevStrat to the downside. Now the continuation, 2, 1, 2, trying to come down. We got Facebook still in trouble, and you got to know that there's some big boys holding a lot of this stock, and when it doesn't rebound, you come over the weekend, Lucy, you got some splaining to do. It's like, you better buy more or you better get out. And right now, these guys are trapped, right? And that's what you want to do. You want to trade against people in losing positions, all right? Always. Facebook, in trouble. Even Google, even spilling into Google, coming into the gap, you see? So Google's still handling inside week, but also you can see in trouble, right? These guys are watching their profits disappear. So as opposed to Facebook, that you're just getting destroyed, if you held Google into the earnings, you won. But as you go on through time, and you see your profits start to deteriorate, you're jumping ship, right? And that's what's going on over there. If you go to WB China, and WB China, here, the 2 up week, 2-2 reversal, 2 up, 2 down. And if that works, potentially you can take out that inside month. And that's going to be below 30.39. You're getting closer to that because we know BABA's coming down. So whenever you can see the China start to sell off, BABA gaps down. So these guys in trouble too. And that's a 2 up, 2 down week to keep an eye on this gap down. And BABA, if we go to Netflix, and Netflix, shooter counters hammer. So they were hoping right here you get some of your money back, but then you have the inside day to the downside to drop back in. Right? These guys are in trouble too. You're long Netflix, you're looking to get your money back, and you is not getting it. If you didn't take it up into here, 2 down, 2 up, and for the rest of the week, I want to know about Netflix below 396.63 where it is, and you can see it's dropping in right now. If you go to ARCB, and ARCB having a rough day here, taking out Friday's lows. That's something we want. Still an inside month, but red. But then you can get that reversal, the 2 down by taking out the previous high in the week, then stop them out by 2 up, then here. More trouble below 84.50. You're almost there right now, and then you're going to go look out, take out all these lows on this gap up. Inside day to the downside. Now looking to take all these guys for this to become an outside bar of all that stuff. So those guys in trouble. And then, of course, staying on people who are in trouble, PayPal. Give me outside day, right? Long red month, puke, right? Big outside week, right? These guys are looking to get out of this thing too, right? So one of the things we want to do is trade against people in losing positions. People along Facebook, people along PayPal, these guys are in trouble. Google, they're watching their profits evaporate. So those guys got problems. But we're still inside on a lot of things, so we can expect the chop back and forth, which we're getting, right? We can expect that. So if we do stay inside day SPY, and a lot of things, like Apple, all these things, we want to see the break tomorrow. NVCT goes to the highs as I speak. Facebook goes to the lows as I speak. So on a day like today, we can expect the chop in a lot of things. But eventually things will resolve. But it's very important that you know that in the broader averages, we can expect the chop and the back and forth. Looks like, in the energies, the refiners holding up here. Valero still skirting the highs here. MPC here. HFC. So not only do we watch the sectors, but you want to watch the subsectors to see where the strength and weakness is. Because Slob now coming back up. How you doing, buddy? There you go. Give me some slobby outside day to the upside. So energy's still the play, and you can see already you can try and be an outside week and slob right out the chute. So energy's still in play, right, when the market stabilizes, and we're inside day. So anytime that we stabilize, we can look at that. You've also got Peloton coming into the gap, right? We know there's a lot of people who've been beat up in this thing, right? Beat. And now you get a chance to get some of your money back, and you can see it once again starting to deteriorate because there's a lot of people along this thing that are looking to get out, and that's what they're doing. All right, stick with the people that are in trouble and the strength that we know is energy. That's going to do it for today. I'm Rob Smith, the Smith & Black Strat Time Report.